What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And the day has come, as promised, that we are going to take a look at the market with a full market report and discuss what has been on my mind for the past several weeks that I have been completely silent about the VeVe market. Now, before we even begin, let me make it absolutely clear that this is not financial advice. You do your own due diligence. You make your own decisions. And you and only you know what you can budget that would afford you to be able to play around risking your money in this market and not leave you in a very precarious situation where you may not be able to take care of your financial responsibilities. So let's just keep that in mind. Now, we are going to discuss three different things, each of which has three subtopics. And then we're going to dive into the market and we are going to talk Strategy 3.0. All right. Now, the first item on the agenda is to discuss the things that have been on my mind that create seeds of doubt. I have three things, and this is the stuff that's been on my mind the last several weeks. While you have not heard a peep out of me, wondering what in the world I'm doing, the only people who know what I'm doing are the people in my Telegram group, in the Inside Club. By the way, I might be shutting the door to allowing new people into the Telegram club before the next bull market hits. More on that later. We have an excellent group. Well, I have had doubts enter into my mind, one of which is, will the VeVe market ever rebound? Or is this going straight to zero? That's a seed of doubt in my mind. What happens if these prices continue to fall and don't come back for years? What happens if they never come back? If we fail at continuing to build market value, rising market value? That's been in the back of my mind as I watch these prices go down. The second thing that is a seed of doubt, I would wonder to myself, have I made a huge mistake in accumulating nearly 2,000 of these VeVe NFTs? Yeah, I've got 900 and something items and 900 and something comics. I am just around the corner from hitting the magic number of 2,000 items. And then I get to looking at that pile of stuff and I wonder to myself, has this been one of the most financially irresponsible things I've ever done? Seed of doubt. I remember back in the day when Adam had hit 300 items and I thought he had lost his mind. And here I am knocking on the door of 2,000. Go figure. The third thing that has been on my mind while I have been quiet, will the drops continue to dilute the value of the older items? Now, we've watched drop after drop where the conventional wisdom is don't go for the drop, wait and buy it on the market at a cheaper price unless you're trying to get lucky and nab an item from a blind box that's, say, a secret rare or to get a low number. But more times than not, when we wait it out, we end up saving a pile of money. And some of the even bigger drops have been happening where the price is just barely above retail. So then this creates a seed of doubt in my mind. If we continue to have these drops that are barely making it, is that going to dilute the value of the season 1, 2, and 3 items? The things that people have long forgotten about because they're focused on the new shiny thing. All right. Well, that leads me to the next section, the realizations that I have had after analyzing the seeds of doubt. Three things, three realizations that I came to a conclusion on. Realization number one, those of us accumulating will make tremendous gains if the market rebounds. Think about that. If we have another parabolic peak that is even half the size of the ones we've already experienced, and we have had 3 since I've been involved, those of us who are holding these big bags stand a chance of making a pile of money. And that made me think. The second realization, FOMO could come back at any time and drive this market sky high. Why? Because it's human nature. And also because downtrends don't last forever. Things are going to go down far enough that the greedy folks out there are going to say, oh, I can't resist, and they're going to start to buy. And as soon as that little beginning takes place where people start to feed off of the bottom, it starts to move up again. And that's exactly how the stock market works. Let me get a sip of coffee here. All right, the third realization, human nature always makes us look stupid when the market pivots. In other words, we're always caught saying, oh man, if I had only bought more stuff while it was so down low, but I was too afraid that it would never come back again. Leaves us looking stupid. And it goes just for the reverse. Oh man, I wish I would have sold at that last peak, but I held on and I was too greedy. So the human nature, the greed nature, always makes us look stupid because hindsight is always 20/20. Now, this takes me to the third part, and then we're going to look at the market and talk about strategy 3.0. This begs the question, how can I move forward from this point in a responsible way? Well, here's 3 bits of advice. Number 1, you could switch to a new strategy that fits the current market conditions. In other words, the condition of the market right now is that things are still dropping lower, and we have no guarantees of how long that will last. And we also don't have a guarantee of how much farther down the market can go. So you need to switch to a strategy that takes that into consideration. Number 2, you need to position yourself to win and then stick it out. You're going to have to gut it up and take some chances here. So once you switch to your new strategy, position yourself to win if that strategy works out, and then stick with the game plan. If you keep flip-flopping, you'll never win. So stick it out. Recommendation number 3 in moving forward. Fight the urge to get sucked into the manipulation of the masses. It's the lemming effect. You've really got to fight hard not to be along with the herd, that herd of lemmings, as the first one jumps over the cliff and then the rest of the herd plummets to their death. You've got to be very careful to not succumb to negativity, to FOMO, when the masses are afraid and writing this entire thing off. Similarly, you have to fight the urge to get sucked into the FOMO when the market flips and items start moving up. You got to fight the urge against the masses who claim that all of this stuff is going to go up 1000x. And you better stick to your plan from the previous bit of advice and exit at that predetermined point. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the market and talk about strategy 3.0. The reason why I have decided to change up the game is because this downtrend is lasting a lot longer than what we thought. And plus, we have a worldwide situation going on where we could be entering into a deep recession or even a mild depression. And so this is going to require a new game plan. And plus, strategy 2.0 no longer works. What was strategy 2.0? It was accumulating and stacking like crazy. Stack and flip. But that's not working right now because the prices continue to dive down. And now we have to move to a more safe measure. And we also have to cover our bases and have a contingency plan just in case this thing never comes back. And that's what strategy 3.0 is all about. So there are 3 components of strategy 3.0. Then we're going to look at the market. Number 1, study the items that have the most volatility. Item number 2, make a regular process of buying low and selling high whenever you have those whale sweeps of the items that have that high volatility. And then number 3, you are to stack gems for cashing out or converting to OMI. All right, so in other words, my focus right now has been on flipping things like the white backstab, whatever those rabbits are with the knives. I usually buy that white one at 29 and I sell at 44 to 50. And I am focusing on studying the items that have the most volatility, knowing what their characteristics are, buying them at a low point and selling them at a high point and stacking the gems. And I want to become an expert at this until I end up with hundreds or thousands of gems that I may use to either cash out or invest into OMI. And that will cover me. No longer am I stacking things just to stack unless they are at an absolute bottom. For example, comics, $2 seems to be the floor. There are very few that are less than $2. But there's not much slippage underneath $2 for a lot of these common comics. Whereas when you FOMO for these expensive secret rare collectibles, there's a lot of slippage. Like when I FOMO'd into R2-D2, the animated, at $309, only to watch it drop all the way down to $179. That's a bad move. And see, this is why I'm stacking the Invisible Woman Common in the $4.50 to $5 range because it doesn't go much below that. There's not much slippage left for that item. But during Strategy 3.0, I can continue stacking those low-risk items, but the main purpose will be buying items that have the volatility and selling them on the whale sweeps, the pumps, and stacking those gems to the side. Rinse, wash, and repeat in order to grow a huge gem balance that you could cash out and cover yourself to be able to have some money that you could pull out of this without hurting your treasured chest, your stack of items. All right, so with that, let's jump into the market, look at prices, and see if we have any indications of how things are looking, because there is some good, there's some ugly, and there's some things that are just moderately hanging in there. Overall, I think we're going to be okay, but let's jump in to the market. Here we go. All right, here we are in the market, and we're going to check out these prices and run through some of the more important items, or the ones that I think are great market indicators, and then talk about some Strategy 3.0 issues as they come up. So first of all, with these recent drops, let's just look at the blue reso, which I'm still mad that I did not get this on the drop. $408. Which is not bad if I had it to spend. Had I not blown so much money on the droids, I did get the R2-D2 and the Lola. I have a Lola, which I'm in the positive on, and I'm in the negative on R2-D2 by quite a bit. The Blue Todd, seemingly staying at around 215 to 220. Not too bad. And then we finally see, okay, Jim Lee is coming down. This is getting sensible, because I couldn't understand how this could be above 50, and it's the newer of the set, while the original is sitting at, what, 15 to 17 gems? That is an indication to you that it is the shiny new thing effect, because the old one, the black and white, should be more valuable. And as soon as the attention wanes on this one and the next new shiny things come out, we're going to see this $40 price go down. And that's the market condition that we are in right now. You know, they turned on the light with this thing and it shot up above, 18, 19, 20 gems, and now it's floating back down on this signal here. Let's put me down here. How about that? There we go. So that's what's sitting on the board up here in the recent. Now let's look in some of the groups. And I will mention that a lot of these comics are doing pretty good. And $2 seems to be the all-around low. And then we have the comic editions are lowering in count. Like with the Walt Disney Topolino, I got the uncommon on the drop. It's sitting at $8 and the common should be at around $10. Yep, $9.99, very close to it. And I still check the market enough several times a day where I can normally predict the prices before I even click on something because I know what direction that the trends are going. All right, now let's say jumping into Back to the Future, looking at the common, which has been as low as I think 12 gems. Well, there it is, 1298, very near a bottom, but it could dip down to 10-ish. The ultra rare sitting at a nice price of 134. I've seen it as low as 124, which tells me it could go lower. Now, the new flying machine. Let's see if we're sitting at 70, right at 70. That's not bad. I've got one. I think I pulled one off of the drop, and I might get one more. If this gets down towards the 60 gem price, I might treat myself and get one more to flip because the original one I'll probably keep for good and just play with it. Okay, let's keep it moving here and looking at what's going on with the hoverboards. The Marty hoverboard is up. And see, this is another one. This was down at 29 or 28, and then it pops up to 38.99. So here you can get a nice little increase in your gems on some of these, but you've got to also consider what the tax is. What is the fee on that? When you're looking at items like the Marvel stuff, it's 8.5%. You have to factor that in and make sure that there's enough fluff room where you can make that swing space and make a good profit. No tech. 1025, this will go down to like 8 or 9. And then when it pops up above 12 or 13, you can make 4 or 5 gems. Rinse, wash, repeat. So that's one that is on my list of those that go up and down for strategy 3.0. Let's look at a few important ones here. The Todd is at 965. It's dropping down. Very surprising. I thought we were going to hold 1,000, and we're not. Can it go lower? Why, most certainly it can. Amanda Connor at 228. Hard to believe that that thing was not budging below 1,000 not too long ago. Now, the Joe Mad, 133. I saw this one dip down to 109. And when you look at the chart, you can see that overall you'll have spikes and then you drop, spikes and drop. You keep printing these lower highs. And so when they pop up, you have to know the difference between an intermediate run and where it is overall. Darwin Cook is a very good indicator, sitting at about 1850. I've seen it as low as about 17. Let's see what Rizzo's doing, the original Eduardo, 2,369. Not too bad. Okay, another good market indicator, Becky Cloonan. And then right here, Bruce Tim Harley Quinn is under 100, sitting at 96. Can this one go lower? Yes, it sure can. Now, I honestly don't know where the bottom is of this market, and the only reason why I'm saying that I'm not falling for this talk about we've already seen the bottom yet, and the reason is because of conditions worldwide economic conditions. Because where's the money going to come from to pump this up if people are unemployed, if utilities skyrocket, if we end up in a food supply shortage, if the stock market bombs, if people are losing retirements? Where's the money going to come from to prop this market up? Think about that for a minute. Okay, looking at the common that I first bought for 80 gems, it's down to 13. And see, that makes you kick yourself in the head and say, hey, you better be realistic about this. And you better take notes for the next time that we're in a bull run and realize that there's a long drop that comes after that peak in the market. Here's the uncommon at 11.99. That's about the lowest that I've seen it. So I'm keeping my eyes there, and the secret rare is at 304. I remember when it was sitting solid at 600. Now, jumping into the bombshells, there's a couple here that are pretty surprising. Number one, a lot of people overlook this Starfire at 230. Man, if that goes below 200, I might have to start looking at getting this one back again. I sold mine during the first season. Sold it on eBay for $1,250 cash to my PayPal account. And then Big Barda's at $129. That's insane. So I'm watching there too. It has to come down to ridiculously low amounts. And it also has to show on the chart that it's leveled off before I'm going to consider getting it. Death is below 100 now. So I have been accumulating the items that don't have a lot of slippage, right? And I have been getting some big ones, and I've been making flips. Now, Captain America, I'm pretty disappointed because the ultra rare is not holding its level. 138. You know, it's been down as low as 125. Okay, I got mine for like, I think 190. It's a 3-digit. But still, here's a 3-digit right here for 150. So that's kind of discouraging. Can that go lower? Yes, it can. And then here's the common. I saw the common come all the way back down to like, what, 15 gems? And it's sitting at 20.99 right now. If it gets down to 10, that's when I start to double the stack. Okay, you can go through the rest of those, but it's somewhat the same. Let's scroll down a little bit more. I know that serial killers, I was looking at Captain Crunch here at 14 gems not too long ago, and this is another one that has a big swing. It's sitting at 22 right now, as this shot from 14 all the way up to like nearly 40. So that one's on the radar as a bouncer. And then look at Count Calorie, man. It was solidly at 70 gems and now 59. I've seen it in the 40s. That's another one that I keep my eyes on. And then Honey Butt. Let's see here, 31. It has gone down into the 20s before, and then it can pop up into the 40s. Okay, let's see. Here's the choices. This is the one I was telling you about that I flipped. I have bought and sold this white one multiple times. It's at a low right now, $29.80. But what I'm noticing is, and this is something you have to pay attention to, this exact listing from this person has been sitting here for like a week or two. So when you don't see a lot of volatility, slow your roll. If I see these same ones sitting with no movement, then I'm going to wait. That's why I haven't bought this one at $29.80, because I'm not seeing anything moving. But I've bought and sold this white one 4 times thus far. And then here's a little hint. Notice that the red one, the uncommon, is 57. Now, let's look at the rare, the blue one, 52. What do you make of that? And then go look at the price chart on the red one. And maybe you'll discover why that's on my list too as ones that you can flip. Coca-Cola stuff, not much volatility. In the second set, yes, there is. There's a couple ones here. 55 on the space can. It jumps down into the 40s and then moves upwards of 70. And then here it is, the chunk of rock. It's at 11.49. It was at 9, and then it jumps up to 35. That's like what? A 3x right there. Okay. These two things I've been stacking when they get to like $4. Oh, so I'll need to buy. Let me just go ahead and get that one now. Sorry. Pardon me while I pluck off this low. It's gone. Oh, man. Great. I got an error. Well, $4 is the strike price on that. That's pretty easy because you know it's going to come back in the future. All right, moving right along into the Daredevils, the one that everyone loves to make fun of. The common sitting at 445. I've got a pile of the common and the uncommon just because I know they're going to go up. But the secret rare, this is the one right here. I love the animation on it. It's been in the 40s. It's at 50 right now, and I'm probably going to get my second one if it dips into the mid 40s. All right, keeping my eyes on that. The stamps, I always watch this. The common and the uncommon were at around 10. Cover girls. I'm always in this set. Looking at Supergirl, that it's been low as 22 gems and now it's at 34. So I think my cheapest one was 29. I should have bought at 22, but I might sell a couple just to make that $5 and then watch what direction it goes. Batgirl's been down to $7.99, and then we'll go above to 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there. Mara usually goes down to 19 and then pops way up. Look at that, $27.50. So I'm going to sell my one. I've got 2 right now. I'm sitting on one at 19 and another one at like 22. So I'm going to sell the 19 and make that quick 8 gems and throw that in the pile. Catwoman, 29. Now, guys, look at the details here. All the stories, you remember the FOMO and the stories, and this is a lesson learned. They were talking about this safe is going to open because the handle's down, and there was all these crazy stories and FOMO going on YouTube, and everybody was piling up. Look at the list price. This is a $50 item, and it's only $29 right now. And nobody's thinking about the fact that this might do some secret, Easter egg in the future. And it's sitting at 29. But since it's long lost and forgotten, people don't consider that. Now look at this one, 1810. It's been as low as 15. Retail is what, $40 on Batgirl? Y'all all forgot about that. Superwoman, the original Superwoman at 125. I've got one. I paid more than that. And then I love the Wonder Woman. It can go down as low as 11. And I'm thinking if we survive, this could be one that really bring some profits in the future. Now, in this set here, Artist Alley, you remember when the first Wonder Woman was well over 300, and now it's sitting at 70. So I've got this whole set. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Golden moments, I'll just show you a couple. The truck at 159 is pretty solid. R2-D2 sitting at $5.99, kind of scooting up a little bit. And I remember when there was people in our group who were super excited to get this one when it broke 1,300. Not a one of us thought that it was going to go down more than halfway from that point. No one thought. And that's why you have to be careful buying these grails, because you don't know what the bottom is going to be. And if you study the chart and you see that there's a lot of volatility on a cyclical basis, then get it at the low point of the chart and sell it at the high point and use that chart as your guide. That's how you don't get taken to the cleaners. Look at Lady and the Tramp back down to 80. You remember all that talk? And it got pumped all the way up to 190. The lamp has been down to 39. It's sitting at 45. So this is kind of moving up and down. Not a lot of volatility. The D at 86, it's been in the 70s. I've seen it at 75. Wally has been under 100. It's at 105. Now let's look at partner statue, 29.90. That's not good. And you look at the chart on that, lets you know that we are still in distribution mode. Now, my hat, I was considering selling. It's at 345, but I might have missed my point of selling it and putting it into other stuff. I don't have all the golden moments, and I won't. So I don't really care if I unload something. Homer and Bart at 150. I had two of these. I sold the first one for 200. I sold the second one for 850, and then I bought back in at 197, something like that. Okay, so I'm just sitting on it. So on and so forth. The Avengers logo at 215. It's been at 190. Okay, and then some of these more obscure ones, 70 on Winnie the Pooh, and I remember people all excited to get that at 250. Okay, because of FOMO. Cogsworth at 43, and I saw it dip to 39. Chip and Dale at 146. All right, enough of the golden moments. Fantastic Four and Dokta Strange. Let me talk about those two and then a couple more, then we're going to quit. I have Agamotto was down at $4.50. Here it is again at $5. I've got like 16 of these. And so $4 is my trigger. This is one that does not have a lot of slippage below 4. I mean, they can't go to 0. They're not going to go all the way to 0. So those are things that, for me, I feel safe. I'm not telling you to do it. And I don't need any smart Alex in the comment section saying, thanks for the financial advice. I will delete you if you do that. So don't be a smart aleck. Fantastic Four, here we go. So today, the common is at $4.50. And you're not going to move much lower than that. Look at the uncommon at $4.80. There's our rare coming in at $8.50. Not bad. Let's see, where's the ultra rare? Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the stretchy dude. Here we go. Ultra rare at 31 and secret rare is at 147. So I tried to sell, I think mine is up here. There's mine right here at 150. I might leave it. And so then if someone makes a run, because these are sitting and they're not moving. And now there's people undercutting. Okay, so the direction is going down. So I need to wait till the next whale pump. And I'll either let that pump happen and take me out, or I'll take this down now and try to catch it at a higher price. It's hard to do that. But I bought this particular one at 105. The only bad thing is there's a high tax on this. It's at 8.5%. So consider that when you're trying to flip and make your gains. That's why I don't flip the commons, because the tax is too high. But once they go up 10x, then, it'll make that 8.5% a little bit more tolerable. All right. Is there anything else? Let's talk about the Labbits. And 007 being down as low as $89 on the animated glider is such a shock. Knight Rider tends to go up and down, being caught as low as like $30, and now it's at 40, 15. So that's a nice one for playing. Lightsabers are doing pretty solid and are an indication that these are not going to zero. So 25 on the Skywalker. The Kylo Ren, which is my favorite, 1995, it's been as low as 17, okay? So those are good indications. Now, let's look at Labbits, and I'll show you what I've been flipping in here. It's the Visible Labbit. I bought this one as low as like $50. I sell at 70, so I make a quick 20 gems. And these have been sitting here for quite a while. I'm going to wait till that drops below 50 before I'll buy it again. The red one has also bounced around from as low as 17 to get pumped up to 40 gems. Moving right along. Of course, the Labicorn 55 is not bad. I've seen it in the 40s and as low as 39. Now, the Visible Labbit. Cheapest one I bought, I think, was $27. It's sitting at $37 right now, and it's a bouncer. I buy and sell these, and I think I've got 7 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I do. I've got 7 of them. Okay, so that is one that is making me, I have enough in the stash that I can end up keeping the lowest of the low numbers and work my way up. Happy Stash is another one that bounces around. We're at $11.99, and then it'll be sitting at $19.99 pretty soon. The white one, Smorkin Labbit Choice Cuts at $13.50. Look at the chart on it. So these are pretty healthy. So this is a good indication that we're not going to zero. They are holding some value, and there's just so much of this stuff. You have to focus on the items that you've really studied the charts. Thor, I'm starting to look at this poster. Well, that hadn't come down. Okay. Avengers. This should be below 20. It is at 18. I'm going to start stacking more. I've already got 4 of these. But this thingy here, I was buying at like 19. It's at 26, the Scepter. I'm going to let that come down before I get another. That's one of my favorites. I like the style of that collectible. And so on and so forth. These lenticular cards. This is so ridiculous because these things were so bloated, and now they're in the 20s. Okay. Donald Duck probably in the 30s. Well, it's at 40. And way back when this first came out and the FOMO hit, everybody was just losing their absolute, complete, ever-loving minds on these things. And now they're down like 90%. Okay? Makes you scratch your head and think that you have to keep yourself under control and slow your roll and not be irresponsible in how you pick this stuff up. Now, the Patrick Hughes, I might get one more set. That's the wrong one. They have like Patrick Hughes, and then they list it here as retrospective. I don't know why it doesn't work when you hit the other set. So this one is 97 now. I paid above that price. And this one is 136. If they keep coming down, I'll get one more of each and use them to flip and keep my originals. Spider-Man, I'm always looking at the rare, or the common, the rare, and the uncommon. So right now, the common is at a pretty healthy price, 133. It's been down as low as 97. Let's see, where are they? Here we go. There's the uncommon sitting at 81. All right, that's a bargain. That's a bargain. Could it go lower? Yes, it actually could. And then the rare, probably around 150. Yeah, 150. There it is. They can go lower, though. So I'm keeping my eyes on the other ones like Doc Ock. We had all that FOMO, and now it's back down. Look at that, 750. The ultra rare, I'm probably going to say is a little bit above 100 right now. Yeah, it is, 110. And then I've also got my eyes on the red one, which seems to be holding, well, no, it's not, 27. That's dipping down low. Okay. And then I do think I'll end up getting this Mysterio because it's cool. It's at a nice solid 50. So as long as they don't get too bananas, and it does seem like they're cutting down on the edition counts, which is a good thing, because like with the droids, we don't have many of these. I should have got the C-3PO back when it was like at, well, oh, it's coming down. Once it sits about, what, 300, I think I'm going to grab one. And I won't worry about it, because this probably could really, really, really do well in the future, because there's not a lot of them. Let's see where R2D2 is now. 201 makes me feel a little bit better. And I got my Lola at 167. It's at 187. It's been at 189 or 199 rather recently here, and it's in an uptrend. When I do my chart update, I'll show you that. Now here's the regular old R5D4 at 44, not doing much. So right now, I would say that on your popular items, I mean, think about this, the new blue things that come out, and then we look at Superman that is sitting here at 420. Now tell me why Superman is down here at 420, but the blue Rezo is trading at 405. Does that make any sense to you? You got the second version of Rezo that is nearly at the season 1 Superman price. The only thing that I can say is that what is the upside potential in the next bull market? Would it be Superman or Rezo? That's something to think about. That's what you could think about while you compare the new and the old. And it also could be indicative of the fact that people are emotionally driven and we get excited about the new shiny things. Okay, let's see what else I wanted to hit on. And then we're going to call it a day because this is a super long video. But it's been a while. And I'm glad to update you. Let's just stop right there. That's good enough. Let's hit my profile here and show you the official count. Let's see, 943 collectibles. My comics count, I don't know why they don't have that on the web yet, is somewhere around 970. So I'm getting close to that magic number of 2,000, that benchmark. That is all I've got for now. Let me know in the comment section what you think about Strategy 3.0 or what your strategy is. I had someone mention in the last video that they're focusing on art items. So let me know if you have a particular strategy that you want to discuss or talk about or get my opinion. I'd be glad to give you my opinion of it. And I will be uploading more VeVe content now that I am out of deep thinking mode. I am moving forward with Strategy 3.0, and I'll be back with you on a regular basis, and we're going to be talking trading strategy and stacking those gems. And so that is all I've got for right now, but I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Pro channel. And if you would like to help to defray the high costs of me producing these videos for you, you may do so by giving a super thanks. It's all I've got for right now. Did I say that like 10 times in a row? I'm going to have to go back and watch this video and see how many times I just repeat it myself. And I'm going to kick myself if I did say that like 10 times. I feel like I did. This is Carlton. I'm out.